Hi, how are you doing today?
Good. I'm Rachel.
Yaritza, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So, how are things going for you? What has brought you into my office today?
Well, I'm here because I've been a little depressed for a couple of days and I wanted to go speak to somebody about my depression.
Okay. And why do you believe that you're depressed? What?
I'm depressed because I believe I'm depressed because like I'm not myself. I'm always tired, upset, like something happened and like if I get invited to go out, I don't want to go out. I just want to be in my little, my little space, all sad and everything.
Okay. Why do you feel like you don't want to go out or you don't want to be around people?
Yeah, I don't want to be around people. It's just I'm going through too much that I just want to keep to myself.
Okay. So, you don't want to express to your friends
And yeah, and I
or
don't want them to see me like that. So I rather not go out so that they
okay.
don't see and ask questions. I just rather keep it to myself.
Okay.
But I would rather speak to somebody that is not like a friend and won't judge me, unlike my friends that they'll all that and talk and everything. So that's why I'm coming to you.
Okay. So, from what you're saying, it sounds like you are going through things internal, but you don't want to seek help from your friends. So I want to try and see if you can tell me a little bit about what's going on that has you feeling so sad.
Um, I'm trying to have a baby with this person
Mm-hmm.
that is he's unavailable right now for
Okay.
me. So the relationship is really complicated and we fight a lot all the time
Mm-hmm.
and he messes me up like mentally. Like he really messes me up.
Okay. So why is it that you want to have a child with this person that, from what you're saying,
The thing is,
doesn't?
I love this person.
Okay.
I really do love him, and he's been like when we first met, he's been a real gentleman. So I think that that's why I fell in love with him
Okay.
because of the way he treated me in the beginning. But now it's just like we're still like we still love each other, but it's like a complicated love
Okay. Complicated how would you say?
because we fight all the time. So it's like we like being around each other, but we fight for anything.
Okay.
So I've told him that I want to have a baby because even if it's not with him, like if I get into another relationship, I want that relationship to last so that I can have more kids because I have a 2 year old. So I want more kids. So I told this person, I was like, I want more kids. Are you gonna be able to provide them for me? He told me yes, but now he's really hesitant about it.
Okay. So, what I want to ask is what is bringing up all these problems that you guys have within each other, so that we can be able to work around that and see what it like why he decided to
We
reach out.
have problems because he is very unfaithful,
Okay.
and I don't know how to handle that infidelity. I love him, don't get me wrong, but he's really a player type of guy.
Okay. Now, him being a player, like you have proof of this stuff, you've seen these things.
Yes, I have proof because more than one person has come and told me about it,
Hmm.
and also because I've seen him myself do it. So
Okay. Okay. Now the question I have for you is, do you see yourself being able to deal with this in the long run?
at first, I be asking myself that question too, and sometimes I do see myself dealing with it, and sometimes I don't because no woman should put up with that.
Hmm.
Like if a guy is unfaithful, I believe a woman should leave because no girl or no woman should be put in that position of being unfaithful to. Like, if you're committed to that person and you are in a relationship with that person, you should only be with that person. You shouldn't be with everybody.
Okay, so if you believe that so wholeheartedly, why are you still putting yourself through that predicament?
Oh my gosh, I asked myself that same question and I really don't know how to answer. I think it's also because of the experience I had with my last relationship, that it went so bad that as soon as I was done with that relationship, he was the first person that I met after being in that relationship. So because I met him right away after like my situation, my last relationship, I felt like I grew attached to him.
Okay.
So he was doing stuff that my last person didn't do. Like, he was buying me flowers, he was taking me out to eat, he was treating me really, really nice. So I felt like I'm so attached to that person because he's treating me different from the last person.
Okay. How long did you last, like between relationships?
Well, I got out of my last relationship in, I think, around September. No, yeah, September, and then I met him in October. So it was really fast. It was
Okay.
really fast.
Okay. So now going back to um, you feeling that women should leave. So, and from what you're telling me, it sounds like you don't want to leave because this is a relationship that you hadn't had before. So, do you think that you're probably comfortable in the fact that he's giving you the attention that you've been wanting?
Yes, I really agree with that because I feel like I said, he's treated me the way that nobody else has treated me. So that's why I'm really attached to that person.
Okay. So, and now I want you to try to consider the pros and the cons here. So, from what you're telling me, correct me if I'm wrong, the pros are that you feel the attention and um, the things that you wanted to feel from your old relationship, but the cons are that you don't trust him and that he's not loyal to you, right?
Correct.
Okay. So, do you think that the pros outweigh the cons in this situation?
I've never thought about it like that, but so far, no. The cons outweigh
Outweigh the
the pros.
pros.
Yeah, because of the infidelity. Like, nobody wants. Well, he hasn't actually been caught. Like, having. If some people consider infidelity like having sex with somebody else, he hasn't been caught. But just the fact that I see him flirting with other people, especially on social media, is to me considered cheating.
Okay. So, you don't trust him,
I don't.
um, and you believe that women who feel that they're being cheated on or in a relationship where there's infidelity should leave. What is keeping you from leaving? Aside from the fact that you feel the need or the wants that you haven't had before.
I don't know what's keeping me, honestly. I think it's just because I really love him.
Okay, now is it love if you can't trust someone?
No.
Okay, so I want you to try to at least do the pros and the cons, go really deep, and see which one outweighs. And look deep into yourself and see what you feel you deserve. Because at this moment, it feels like, from what you're telling me, that you think women should leave if they feel that they're being mistreated, if they're not in a relationship they're not happy in. And from what you're telling me, you're not happy because you're depressed, right?
Yeah. I feel like I'm depressed because sometimes I overthink the situations. Like I've said, I've caught him on social media flirting with other people, but when I confront him about it, he really gives me explanation like, "Oh, these are just friends. These are old friends," There's nothing like nothing serious. So whenever I confront him, he reassures me that there's nothing going on. So I feel like I don't trust him fully, but I have some trust. So
Okay.
I feel like that's what's keeping me still here with him, because if he says nothing is going on, I'm not there all the time to be around him. So I really don't know if there is something going on. But from what I've seen, he is really social, especially with women, and I can't stand that fact. But other people have told me that he's gonna be around women, so I have to get used to it.
Okay. So now it sounds like you're more, you don't trust him, but it sounds like there's some backstory to that. You don't trust him maybe because you were cheated on in the past, because you just stated that you don't really have proof of him cheating, like
Well,
physically
yeah,
cheating.
physically, yeah.
You see him flirting, you would say, or
Yes.
what's considered flirting to you? What are some things that he does?
If a stranger walks past him, he would like look,
Mm-hmm.
and he would sometimes whistle, and you don't do that. Like, if you're whistling, it's because you're trying to get that person's attention.
Mm-hmm.
So no, you don't do that, because I will pop you in your head.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, that's like was considered cheating. Like he sees girls and he tries to talk to them to try to get to know them. So I'm like, why? If you're in a relationship with somebody, why do you need to
But
be
how
the
do you
other?
know he's talking to them to try to get to know them? Like,
I don't,
okay,
but I
so,
suspect that he is.
okay, so you don't have proof,
I don't.
right? So you can't accuse him of something that you don't know is going on.
True. See,
Um,
and that's why I feel like I'm getting depressed, because I have all these thoughts in my mind that he's doing this, he's doing that, when I really, really, really don't know if he is, but I have a suspicion that he might be.
now, okay, so now from what you're telling me, it sounds like the root of the problem is trust.
Yeah.
Um, so my next question is, in the your past relationship, was there like an infidelity issue?
There was, but with my last relationship, I was actually married to the person.
Okay.
But he didn't cheat on me when we were married. He cheated on me when we were boyfriend and girlfriend. And he says that we were broken up at the time, which we were, but we got back together. So it's like you cheated on me when we were in a break.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So do you think that that has scarred you from?
It has, because the way he went about it, he was like, when I confronted him about it, he didn't deny it. He was like, "Yeah, I did it," and he grabbed his phone and he was showing me like text messages of this girl, pictures of them kissing.
Mhm.
So I'm like, he had no remorse when he did what he did.
Okay. So do you think that now in this new relationship you're taking precautions by assuming that he's doing
Yes,
these things
yes,
so that
yes,
you're not hurt?
and I understand that that's bad, because even he told me, he was like, whatever happened in your last relationship, don't take it out on me,
Hmm.
and that's true. But because of what I experienced, I want to protect my heart. Like, I don't want it to get broken again.
That's understandable. Um, but I just feel like, well, I want you to understand that if you're going into another relationship, you should start with a clean slate. Wouldn't you want the same for yourself?
I would.
Like if the tables were turned, how would you feel?
Awful.
Okay. So, I think you need to try to do the pros and cons and really go into in depth and just realize if you want to
But the
stay.
thing with me is, I would do the pros and cons, but
Mhm.
then I would be like, oh, but that doesn't matter because I freaking love him. And no, it shouldn't be like that. It should be, if he's bad, and I should leave. And I understand that. And that's what I don't understand myself. Like, I know I should be gone, but I don't want to leave just yet. Like, I'm reaching for a little bit of hope that he might change.
But change in what sense?
And like, putting me as a priority and not all these other girls that he flirts with.
Okay. And like your flirting was mentioned that before was him whistling and just being social.
And yes, on social media, like if a girl posts a picture and he likes it, he be calling her pretty or liking the picture. And no, if I'm your girl, don't do that because you wouldn't like me going on social media telling another guy that is shirtless, oh, you're sexy, that's hot, nothing like that.
Have you discussed this with him?
I have, and he says that he's social, and those are his friends, and that I have to deal with it, and that he doesn't like people like all up on him like that, like watching his every move.
Okay. Now, um, how does that make you feel when he says that? When he
Honestly,
tells
when
you.
he tells me that, I feel like he's playing the victim
Mhm.
because he's trying to defend himself to cover what he's actually doing. And I get aggravated. I'm like, but you gotta understand me too. Like, I wouldn't put you in a situation like that, so don't
Mhm.
put me in a situation like that.
Right. So you feel misunderstood,
Yes.
and um, what do you think he? Well, clearly you think he needs to not do that in order for him, for you guys to be okay and for you to be respected.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. So if you feel disrespected and you feel like he isn't respecting your wishes and you've discussed this with him plenty of times, what do you think you should do for your next move in order to
And that's the
make
thing.
yourself feel
Everybody
better?
tells me to leave because I shouldn't put up with this.
Okay, but what do you feel?
Like I said, I'm still, like, I know I should leave, but I don't want to leave just yet. So I'm giving him chances to better himself
Okay.
so that I won't have to leave.
Okay, so you're holding on
Yeah,
to the hope.
yes.
Okay, and what do you think is gonna be your last straw?
If he, like, if I catch him myself, like, face to face talking with a girl the way I've seen him talk to them before.
So you've seen this happen before, and you haven't
No,
left.
no, no, like on social media. Like if I see him
Okay.
face to face talking to the girl, like calling her pretty and like flirting with her, but face to face, I would leave
Okay.
because that would be too much for me to handle.
Okay. Now going back to what you said about women leaving those situations and infidelity, do you consider yourself one of those women that should
I
leave?
I do.
Okay. So, what type of woman would you describe yourself as?
I'm a strong person, but I also have a weak side, especially for this idiot. Yes, and I know I should leave him, but I just don't know how. It's like this is the hardest thing I've ever dealt with.
Okay. I think I want you to try these things. I want you to try to do the pros and cons with him.
Mhm.
Go deep. What is something that you're looking for your future, for the future of your son and yourself? Whether that be you being respected or um, trust or anything. And then I also want you to write a list of qualities that you think you have yourself. Because
Like, what do you mean?
For example, you just mentioned that you are a strong woman, but you're also weak. What makes you weak? Why does that make you weak, and why do you consider that weak? Um, what makes you strong? Why does it make you strong? And why do you consider that strong? And any other qualities you may think of. And why do your qualities and his pros and cons make you want to stay, or why reading those lists lead you to the next decision that you make?
So do you think I should leave him?
I can't tell you that's on you. But I want you to dig deep within yourself and try to figure out what exactly it is from you that is making you stay with this person that you clearly say is not respecting you, and um is not being the person that you want.
Yeah, but I also feel that I've talked to some other people and they just like, oh, but you're dramatic, like you're really jealous. So people say that it's me the problem. Some people say that it's me, and some people say that it's that he causes my jealousy. So it's like I haven't had. So that's why I also feel like I haven't left, because some people say that it's me, that I'm over dramatic. So I feel like in a way I am, but um you shouldn't give me a reason for me to be this way.
Okay. So, do you personally think that that's how it is?
I don't. I feel like don't give me a reason and I wouldn't be this way. But I'm still with him, but I just don't trust him.
Okay. And you had mentioned that without trust, there's no way a
Hmm.
relationship could work, right?
Yeah.
So, does that give you another reason for you to put your foot out the door?
Yes.
Okay. So, I also.
And I think that I will. It's just I need time for myself. Like it just can't happen overnight. Like
Mhm.
I know I'm gonna leave and I know I have to leave, but I need time for me to leave.
Okay.
But then another person would say, "Oh, if you need time, it's because you really are serious about this person and you want to try to work things out." And I don't know, like I'm confused. I don't know what to do, honestly.
Okay. So, why don't we try those exercises, and then I also want you to try and think about things um, about yourself and this relationship, and like why it's so hard for you to leave. Because trust is the root of the problem, but also I feel like you need to understand the type of person that you are and what's making you stay.
Mhm.
Okay. And then I also wanted to ask what is stopping you from pursuing, or like wanting to look at other options?
Uh, the thing is, like I said, he was the first person that I met after my last relationship. So I have like an attachment to him in a way. So, and like I said, like I went through bad times in my last relationship. So he like showed me like that not all relationships are like that. So I'm like really attached to him in a way. So I feel like with another person, I won't get that attachment that I have with him.
Okay, so if he showed you better than your last relationship and he's acting like this, what does that tell
Oh
you?
my gosh, that he's just like the other one. But I really know that I'm gonna leave. It's just I need time for myself to leave on my own. Like I want to leave because I want to leave, not because everyone's telling me to leave.
Right, so at the moment you don't want to leave.
No, I don't.
Okay. So, what do you think will help you remove yourself out of this depression while you stay in this relationship?
I really don't know. That's why I'm gonna keep coming to you so you can help me.
Okay. But do you think though making those lists and like seeing
Yes,
those things written down
yes. That will
will
help
help?
me realize the type of guy I'm dealing with.
Okay. All right. So since you did say you were gonna continue coming to me,
Yeah.
why don't you have those lists next time you come and we'll look over it together. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Thank
I see
you.
you.
See you.